we're going to make it have enough. It's much meat.
Meaty.
And welcome to the Emily and Shawn podcast.
Hello.
Hello. Again, please give us suggestions on the name because it's terrible.
Yeah.
Today we're going to be talking about adulthood. You know, good, bad, ugly, bills, no bills.
Because we're really terrible adults, so we thought that, hey, practically
We're still new at
experts.
adults though, and it's a learning process.
Yeah, this is like coming into adulthood.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're both fortunate too. We have good parents and stuff to help us out.
Oh yeah.
Because we both still live at home.
Yeah.
But it's not like we're like 30 living at home. We're still pretty young.
Yeah. I'm like,
I still feel like a kid sometimes, honestly.
me too. Sometimes I think, oh my God, wasn't I like 12 yesterday?
I know. I still want to go back so bad.
Please take me back.
Please help me.
Please.
But I mean, it's not gonna be all doom and gloom. We do have the good points too. So
yeah, there are some good points to being an adult, like buying your own snacks at the grocery store and not having to ask for permission for that.
I guess that's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was just like, that's just kind of a silly one because I was at the grocery store the other day and I was buying some I bought like chicken and some salad stuff and, whatever. And then I was like,
You know what?
Really?
You know what would go really good with this salad?
you know what really good with this salad is chocolate covered pretzels. That particular trip, I didn't buy any because, well, I need to stay away from the chocolate covered pretzels. But there's times before that when I have bought them, and I'm like, I didn't even have to ask. I just got them because I wanted
Just get your
them.
own stuff. Treat yourself.
Treat yourself, yeah. As long as you have the money.
My kryptonite is Oreos.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
If I'm walking past the Oreo aisle, if I'm at the store by myself, it's just I gotta get them.
I'm one of those people that I really like. I have to eat Oreos with milk.
I don't.
I do. I mean, I don't have to, but I
See, that's being an adult too.
I
You
prefer
can if you want.
And you,
No one's gonna say
like
anything to you.
cereal. Oh, it infuriates me that Shawn eats cereal without milk.
Yeah, but I'm an adult, so I can do what I want.
Exactly. I'm just saying. That's a good thing.
And on the back side of the
and when I can take the crust off my sandwiches because I bought that bread. It is my sandwich, and I'm gonna pick the crust off of it.
Okay, you can do that though. You're an adult.
Exactly. That is It's a small feat,
But
it is a feat.
I think one of the negatives of being an adult is
having to buy the bread.
you have to buy that bread, and you have to
Yeah.
buy those chocolate-covered pretzels, and
I
you have to
know.
buy those Oreos. And you're like, but they're so delicious.
Why
But
do-
why do they have to be $10?
And then you get up to the counter and you bought all these snacks, and the girl's like,
They look at you judgingly.
$36.75. And you're like, oh damn, I just needed some chicken. I spent $30.
Never go shopping when you're hungry. That's another good point of being an adult.
Maybe picking out your own clothes. I feel like these things are so trivial, but it's so true.
I mean, I think it's one of the things is just to enjoy the small stuff.
Yeah. You got to make the most out of it, too. Like
Picking out your own clothes.
yeah. Well, yeah, like with these pants I bought on, these pants I bought that I have on, I was walking through the store, and I'm the kind of person, I try not to buy anything on, I try to buy everything on sale or clearance or whatever.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
I try not to buy full price stuff if I can help it, just to, save money and, whatever. Because I know I can make money go further on the clearance rack than anyway. So I was walking through it, and I saw they're just jeans, but they have this really cool, 70s patchwork at the top. And I was like, oh, those are cool. And I was like, they might not. So I tried them on. They fit, and I was like, oh, yeah, I need these. And they were, in my range of what I could afford.
Again, treat yourself.
Yeah.
Being able to just treat yourself as an adult is a really good benefit. And I know some kids are able to do that. Rich kids.
Yeah.
They suck.
Yeah. No.
Just kidding.
Just pay your taxes. But so I got them, and it was, but I just remember shopping with my parents when I was a kid. And it was like...
I know, I kind of hated that.
You had to, pick and choose what you could even try on.
Yeah.
If it was even an option to buy. And then,
I'm still horrible at shopping for clothes because of that.
Well, yeah, I know. I think that's why I have such anxiety about it. It's like, I don't know. I don't like this. Oh, God.
I think another counterpoint to that, though, is when you grow old, and you don't work out, you get fatter, and then you have to buy more clothes because clothes that you bought last year don't fit anymore.
Oh, yeah.
That's my big problem.
I think that's it's a problem for women. But I feel like I hear a lot of men say that. Like, they hit their early 20s, and if they stop.
Because their metabolism goes. My metabolism went.
It's just out the window.
Yeah.
So.
My metabolism's gone. I don't have any metabolism. What is that?
I don't know.
What's another positive point?
I had one. It was on the tip of my tongue, and I forgot. Markers? Margaritas. Yeah, margaritas are a good one.
Being able to drink, I think, is a broader thing. But I mean, like, drinking's not everything. Occasionally it's fun. I mean,
they're just good.
Well, I think what we're trying to say on this podcast is there's not much being an adult.
No, there is.
There is.
One of my negatives was going to be health insurance. Actually, I feel like insurance is one of those necessary evils. Like the other day at work, we had open enrollment, and so I had to go up and sign up for insurance. And on one hand, it was really exciting because it was like, look at me, I've got a job, I got my own insurance.
And I think that's like true for everything, like getting an apartment or buying your own car and getting out on your own. It's like really, really fulfilling, and you feel like I have accomplished something.
You're taking care of those responsibilities,
and that feels really good. Yeah. But then the bill comes, and you're like,
literally, like every week I have to pay insurance. And this year my insurance went up a little because the insurance lady literally scared me into getting more life insurance. Like, well, what if this happens? And I'm like, oh my God! Like, there was a special insurance you could get just in case.
See, I always just go with the simplest plan. Yeah,
well, anyway, I don't know. I don't want to, like, dwell into my whole insurance policy. But she was like, there's this insurance policy right here you could add on is, like, in case you have cancer or a heart attack, or there are all these, like, terrible things that might happen to you. And if you get one of these conditions, your insurance would give you a check for, like however much you bought or whatever.
Yeah.
And my mom, unfortunately has had couple of heart attacks, and I was like, oh no, maybe. Like, I was thinking about it, and, I was like, no, I'll pass on that one. But then there was one more kind of similar to that, and it was like accidental insurance. And she was saying how, like, if you leave the company, you can take this with you, and it's like $7 a week. But it's like any kind of, like, it covers a lot. And so I did buy that one because she, like, not bullied me into it, but she talked it up so good, and it made sense, And I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy that. And so it's kind of like a good feeling, but then it's like oh man, because you definitely take for granted stuff like that when you're like a kid, a teenager.
It's kind of like when you hit that.
Think about that.
When you hit that, like, point where you go off and set off on your own, like, just the sheer amount of bills and stuff that you just, like, didn't realize.
It is an expensive world.
Yeah, I didn't, like, but I still think that when I did have my own place, that was, like, one of the most proud things that I had is, like, I'm paying for my own apartment. I pay rent. I pay electric. I pay all this stuff. And it was, like, every week when I was able to pay it and stuff, or every month when I was able to pay it, I felt really, really good about it. Yeah. But just leading up to it, I was just always stressed about having to pay for it.
Well, then, like, when you have, when you go out and you work and you check off, like, kind of all these checklists, like, you have this and this and this, it makes it easier. Oh, puppies. You can have dogs.
Well, you can have dogs as kids, too.
Yeah, but when you're an adult, it's, like, your dog.
All right, go with it.
Yeah, I mean, like my dogs, we obviously had pets growing up. We had some really sweet dogs, and so I've always been a dog lover. And when I grew up or got out on my own, and we've moved into this house that we could possibly have a pet in, and that's what I wanted for my birthday, my 21st birthday, so bad. I was like, oh, I want a puppy, I want a puppy, I want a puppy. So I got a puppy for my birthday, and her name was Daisy. She was so wonderful. And then a few months later, she was home a lot by herself, so we got another puppy to go with her, another little Chihuahua, Faith, who I still have. Daisy's no longer here, but That's a perk, I think. Like going to like, I mean, I guess that is kind of as a kid too, but
it's just being able to like take.
It's like when you want a puppy, you can get a puppy.
Yeah.
You know,
you may not be ready for a puppy, but
you may not be ready for a puppy because it took me months to house train her because I was not ready for that. But we finally got there.
I really hope we didn't scare everybody for being an adult. I mean, it's not that bad.
Don't grow up as a trip.
It's not that bad.
I feel like it would be interesting to hear other people's points in this conversation.
Because like there's goods and bads, but like
we
go through like waves.
We want to hear some of the good stuff. Like what are some of the good things to you about being an adult? Because you can sit around and like if you do pros and I don't know if anybody does pros and cons lists, but sometimes I do. So if you sit around thinking about all the cons, they tend to outweigh the pro in your everyday life. So try to like remind yourself of the.
It's not as bad as like, I know we had like one of our benefits is like being able to buy your own snacks and stuff, but it's not that bad honestly. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of benefits to being an adult. It's just like I think sometimes it's harder to find out, and maybe in retrospect we would be able to pick out things that are better about being adults.
Yeah, but I think if you have good people around you, like if you're blessed with a good family and friends, and you know how to. If you know how to make the best out of a situation, or if you know how to learn from your mistakes and kind of like roll with the punches, so to speak, I think you're going to be a better person for that.
I agree.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Hopefully you don't dread your life now.
No. It's a good life, Hazel Grace.
All right.